controversy over school vaccines.
This is the exact opposite time to be considering loosening school vaccine requirements.
The arguments on both sides as parents and medical leaders converge at the state capitol. A 15-year-old arrested and charged in a string of robberies. The popular online platform police say he used, and their message to protect the public. A treasured sanctuary prepares to close its doors after 25 years. The reason behind the shutdown of the Seacrest Wolf Preserve.
This is your Fox 49 News at 10.
More than 100 people packed a Senate committee meeting today to voice their opinions on a controversial vaccine bill. Doctors, moms, dads, and curious onlookers all had an opinion on the bill. As Fox 49's Capitol reporter Nick Carmia tells us, the bill could change how vaccines are administered to children.
A proposal advancing in the Florida Senate would allow parents to opt their children out of school-required vaccines, while also adding new requirements for doctors and pharmacists. The so-called Medical Freedom Act cleared the Senate Appropriations Committee today on a 10-7 vote. The bill would allow parents to claim a religious or conscience-based exemption using a state form posted online, and require doctors to provide state-approved information on vaccine risks and benefits before administering shots to minors. Parents could also request that multiple vaccines be given over separate visits. Senator Clay Yarborough said what this bill is about is making sure parents are in the driver's seat for their children's health care decisions.
What we're trying to balance here, though, is making sure that while doing our best to protect public health, we are not impeding on the rights of parents to make the best decision for their children.
The bill also specifies that during a public health emergency, the state cannot order a vaccination. And it would allow pharmacists to sell ivermectin to adults without a prescription as a behind-the-counter medication, while granting legal immunity to providers who prescribe or dispense it in good faith. Opponents argue the legislation comes as Florida is seeing a rise in measles cases.
We're already seeing a massive measles outbreak across the nation, including 92 cases here in Florida right now. Kids are being hospitalized, and so this is the exact opposite time to be considering loosening school vaccine requirements.
Now, the bill has passed 2 Senate committees and heads to its final stop before a possible floor vote. In Tallahassee, Nick Carmia, your Fox 49 News.
If the Medical Freedom Act gets approval from the full Senate, it would then move to the House for consideration. The Leon County School Board tonight approved a nearly $200,000 grant from the state to make schools safer. The board signed off on installing 49 new surveillance cameras in high schools, erecting new fencing to allow single-point entry at the entrance to campuses, putting in place fixed panic buttons, and positioning push-button intercom systems at main entry doors. Bollards will also be installed in key areas of school property. Tallahassee police are sending out a warning to people who do business on Facebook Marketplace. They say stick to safe exchange zones in the city. This message comes after a series of robberies that occurred at a local service center. Fox 49's James Hill joining us now. And James, the latest robberies involved a 15-year-old.
That's right, Melanie, and he is facing 6 different charges. The robberies happened here at the Providence Community Service Center on Highland Street. In a news release, police say 5 separate robberies occurred between January 4th and February 17th, each with the same M.O. They agreed to meet at the service center, and when the victim showed up, the 15-year-old, police say, took the items and ran. In one case, the release says the victim fought back. No word if there were injuries. The stolen items include a MacBook Pro, a laptop, and an iPhone. We attempted to interview Tallahassee Police Chief Lawrence Revel or one of his public information officers. They declined and referred us to a news release which said in part, quote, "We remain committed to protecting residents and holding those who seek to exploit members of our community accountable," end quote. We wanted to know what time of day the robberies occur and how old the victims were. Police are asking anyone who has been a victim through Facebook to contact them.
Now, police say the 15-year-old faces charges on 6 accounts there, and it includes grand theft, robbery by sudden snatching, and dealing in stolen property.
First warning weather, sponsored by Stubbs Roofing and Gutters.
Looks like we are in for another chilly night. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist Alan Strum. Now, Alan, just how cold is it going to get?
We've got a little bit of a warming trend, but yes, it will be again chilly as we head into tomorrow morning. So overnight lows mainly falling down into the 30s, but high side of 30s, not the freezing cold side. So look for mostly upper 30s as we roll into tomorrow morning. A little cloud cover in the skies here. And then tomorrow, we're going to be warming up. The weather all dry tonight, all dry for tomorrow as we check out radar. I mean, there's nothing showing up anywhere near us, but that will change as we move through the week. And I'm going to run the future cast. We'll take a look at that, and we'll do that in my full report, and we'll see how things are kind of changing here as we move forward. But look at this. I mean, after some cold weather around the area, tomorrow's high temperatures will be getting up into the low 70s. That's going to be quite pleasant, and we're going to be really running between about 70 and 75 degrees for the next couple of days.
Time has run out for a wolf sanctuary in Chipley, and it's now just weeks away from shutting down. The preserve is a popular destination with tourists and kids in school who get to interact with wolves on field trips. As Jayla Howard reports, the nonprofit lost a court battle over liability insurance, and the sanctuary now has just 20 days to relocate its animals.
After 25 years on the property and a fear that some animals may not survive the closure, Seacrest Wolf Preserve is looking for new homes for its animals. Court documents show the eviction centers around lease requirements for liability and business interruption insurance. Landowner Leon DeCook argued the preserve failed to secure the $1 million liability policy outlined in the agreement, along with a $500,000 business interruption coverage for the 62-acre property. The court agreed. In the court documents, Seacrest Wolf Preserve defended its actions referencing another preserve operation in Central Florida, which said it was never required to carry liability insurance. That other preserve also claimed a $1 million policy was not available for injuries caused by wolves. In a Facebook post, the organization said, quote, "We lost. The landowner has won, and we have until March 15th to vacate the property these animals have called home for years. Without a miracle, this is the end." Neither the preserve nor the landowners responded to our emails or phone calls for comment. The preserve's current focus is on securing placement for as many animals as possible before the March 15th deadline. Jayla Howard, your Fox 49 News.
The preserve is now looking for any connections to sanctuaries, funding resources, or transportation to help them. It was business as usual inside the state capitol today, but outside it was all fun and games. It was Children's Day on the Capitol grounds. Hundreds of kids took part in hands-on activities. There was hand painting, story time, and lots of time to enjoy the plaza on this chilly day. Tomorrow will be Teen Day as middle and high school students tour the Capitol and meet with legislators. The Capitol County Community Classic is this weekend. That's a lot of C's. The Leon County Sheriff's Office and local community partners are coming together for this basketball tournament for young male athletes. But the tournament is much more than just a game. It's also a chance for these young people to get to know their law enforcement in their communities and build connections with them.
Once our youth have the opportunity to directly engage with a deputy, they see right then and there the law enforcement folks are there to protect. They're there to serve the community. They aren't there to harm. And so it creates a nice way for the young adults to personally get to know someone in uniform and have that opportunity and have fun.
The Capitol County Community Classic will be this Saturday at the Tallahassee State College Gym. Doors open at noon. The 6 players on the winning team will take home $250 each. For more information, including how to register, please email the email address listed on your screen. A groundbreaking vote in the Senate could change the way youth coaches financially support their players. The details behind the Teddy Bridgewater Act, next. And President Trump addressed the nation tonight. The biggest topics coming out of the State of the Union.
You're watching your Fox 49 News at 10 with Melanie Levy. and meteorologist Alan Strong.
Well, this could be a game changer for putting middle and high school athletic programs on an equal playing field. The Teddy Bridgewater bill has passed the state Senate and is now going to the House. This bill would legally allow coaches to spend up to $15,000 per year per team from their own funds to support student-athlete welfare. As Fox 49's Courtney Dualaby reports, if it is approved, it would allow coaches, especially in under-resourced communities, to offer rides, food, and basic needs to student-athletes.
This financial flexibility puts these under-resourced schools on equal footing as schools in wealthier areas, which use parent booster clubs to cover extra costs for players.
I think the zip code that we serve is it was for the last couple of years, the poorest zip code in Florida. So, you know, these kids, they come from a lot of the times underprivileged areas and they need all the support they can get. So I think that's more what gravitates me towards it.
State Senator Chev Jones was the architect of the bill.
The inspiration was to ensure that young student athletes who have those bonding with coaches, that they don't find themselves in a predicament to where we are penalizing coaches for helping their student athletes and to make sure that they are successful in school, but also to ensure that they are successful out of school.
The bill was inspired by former NFL quarterback and high school football coach Teddy Bridgewater, who was suspended last year after using his own money to support his athletes. The legislation removes gray areas for coaches who want to help but worry about violating rules.
As a coach, you are automatically a support system. You wear many hats. You're a guidance counselor, you're a mentor, you're an X and O's guy. Sometimes you are a chauffeur in Uber, and you know, sometimes you're a chef also. So you know, you automatically wear a lot of hats.
More than anything, this bill is about making sure student athletes get the basic support they need, no matter the zip code. I'm Courtney Dualaby, your Fox 49 News.
And this measure is now in the House for consideration. Private school, charter school, and homeschool families could soon be required to pay a fee for their child to participate in public school sports. Senate Bill 538 passed the Florida Senate last week. It would give public school districts the ability to charge an activities fee for certain students involved in extracurricular sports. Districts would also be required to explain in a written policy how these fees are calculated for each activity. The bill also limits the fee to each student's share of the cost of running that sport. One homeschool parent we spoke to is supportive of the measure.
If I, as a homeschooler, choose to utilize the public school system, that it was not set up for homeschoolers, then yes, I don't think I would have a problem paying what they asked me to pay.
This bill passed the Senate unanimously on Thursday. Now, if it becomes law, it would go into effect in July, before the start of the next school year. The Guthrie family is now offering $1 million for help getting their mother back. Today's show host Savannah Guthrie announced the reward on Instagram today. She's maintained hope that her mother is still alive since she vanished more than 3 weeks ago, but that hope appears to be fading as Guthrie acknowledged the 84-year-old may be dead. Meanwhile, there are new questions surrounding video of the masked man seen at Guthrie's doorstep the night of her appearance. A source tells CNN the man was seen on the doorstep on 2 different days, but the Pima County Sheriff says that is purely speculative. President Trump delivered his State of the Union address tonight before members of Congress and millions of Americans watching at home. The president entered to applause and chants of USA, USA. He took on a wide variety of topics impacting the country right now, with a focus on the economy and immigration. The president also spoke on a milestone soon coming to the nation.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation ever to exist on the face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
A Democratic rebuttal speech immediately followed the State of the Union address, this year delivered by newly elected Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger.
First warning weather. Here is Chief Meteorologist Alan Strong.
As always, we've got some changes around here when it comes to our weather, so we're going to be warming up, and also we're going to be looking out for rain. Let's break it down for you. First, we're starting to see a little more cloud cover in the skies around the area here late tonight, and that will be the case over the next couple of days. As you look at this map, you go way up toward the Great Lakes. There's blue on the map indicating where snow is falling, and then the green is rain. But all that snow in the northeast, that has moved out, but look at this, more sort of shifting in that direction. But for us, high pressure starting to move a little bit, and as it heads toward the east, that's when we see the warmer air coming up from the south. So that's what we're going to be seeing. In fact, you may notice that it's a little bit warmer tomorrow morning, and certainly we'll notice that throughout the day tomorrow as the high continues to slide and we have the warmer air coming up from the south instead of that north wind blowing in the cold air, which we've been seeing recently. All right, let's check out Futurecast and see what it tells us about clouds and rain. First, tomorrow morning, all dry, some sun, some clouds. That's what we're expecting around the area. Weather tomorrow, all dry, but then as we shift into Thursday, you start to see some little green spots here and there indicating a chance for rain. Not a real high rain chance on Thursday, but a chance that some of that does move through the area. It is Friday that I'd be looking out for rain. Check this out. Even first thing Friday morning, there's our timestamp at 7. You see a lot, even some heavier pockets where we've got the orange and red and yellow colors showing up on our map. So first thing Friday morning, it may be a little soggy, maybe coming down pretty good. And that continues throughout the day Friday, that chance for rain. So it's high. That's our rain day of the week. It's really Friday and should be winding down as we head into Friday evening. Also want to note that tomorrow our winds are going to pick up a little bit. You know, we've had a breezy north wind, and that's been bringing in cold air. So that hits you and it's cold. Well, tomorrow it's a warm breeze. So totally different. It won't feel like that biting coldness like we did have. So this is going to be mainly out of the south and southwest here tomorrow. But the gusts may kick up to 25 miles per hour. I mean, that's what we're looking at for tomorrow as the weather patterns change and that warmer air starts coming in. So you'll see that our low temperatures will actually be reached during the wee hours here. And then as we head towards sunrise, we'll watch as those temperatures start to come up a little bit. And then ultimately on the day tomorrow, highs are going to rise up into the low 70s. Definitely some clouds in the skies tomorrow. Weather should be dry tomorrow, but ahead we do show that rain chance Thursday at about 40%. And then on Friday, it's way up there at about 80%. And that could arrive at about any time during the day on Friday. How about the weekend? Looks fantastic. Spring-like. Saturday and Sunday, highs in the 70s and mainly dry weather.
Now is the season for movement, and right now it's time to make your move. At Werner Kia, you can drive bold, sleek, or super efficient. We have a Kia to meet your need. Test drive the all-new 2027 Kia Telluride or the 2026 K4 hatchback. Make the switch to lower your payment today. 0% APR or no payments for 6 months or 0 down. Kia, movement that inspires. Werner Kia, it's your move.
A Thomasville boy is receiving a whole lot of love after he used his social media to give back to a local animal shelter. This is Chance, and last week, the 10-year-old donated a trunk full of dog food and treats for the animals. Chance told his viewers that if he reached 300 subscribers, he would celebrate by giving back to a local shelter, and he kept his promise. He did just that. He's now doubled that goal and says when he reaches 600, he'll make another donation to the Humane Society. An event that's all about coming together to celebrate history, what we know about this year's Harambee Festival. A festival to celebrate culture, history, and art. It's back for its 9th year. The 2026 Harambee Festival is this weekend at the Will Packer Amphitheater from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. The word Harambee, which means all pulled together in Swahili, is exactly what this event is all about. Attendees can expect live entertainment, cultural performances, and activities for the whole family. The festival is one of FAMU's signature cultural events to celebrate Black history. At Fox 49 News, we are committed to telling the stories that matter the most to you and our community. But that all starts with you. Call our news tip line at 850-893-0202, or you can email your news tips to news@fox49.com. Your tip could spark a whole investigation, hold leaders accountable, or help keep your neighbors informed. We'll be right back. Stick with us.
Well, it's going to be warming up. So we've had the cold weather. I mean, still a little chill in the air out there now and for tomorrow morning, but it'll quickly warm up tomorrow. Lots more clouds in the skies and a little chance for rain Thursday, but I'd look for rainy weather to strike the area on Friday. That's with a front, too. It's a cold front, but instead of seeing cold air follow that front, we just kind of stay in the 70s through the weekend.
Okay, listen, I'm liking that. I'm good with that. 70s in February.
I mean,
I'm
that's
good with
some
that.
spring-like weather, isn't it?
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please come back and join us tomorrow night on Fox 49 News at 10.